Good morning, everyone. This is Mo from Mo in the Deep End. There is Fry and an additional guest if I can get. Excuse the mess. Look, I live in a construction zone, but there is Loki and all the mess that I have. I am doing well, Flash Fan 85. Good morning, Greedy Bloke. Cool Gamer, Shelby Fogg, thank you for joining us all the way from Australia. Erin Olivia, thank you so much for hitting a like and joining us for the replay crew later. And Eris, thank you for just being you and for doing all the super modly mod stuff. So thank you so much. Go back to Fryberto. Loki's like, do not dare put me on camera. I have not had my beauty sleep. I hope everyone is doing well. We have made it to Friday. Thank the Lord. And all the Cheetos and flapjacks. I am so glad we are at Friday. This week has been a year. Some weeks are like that. I appreciate you all joining me. Our first story, parents behaving badly. Parents brawl at a youth wrestling meet while kids compete in a wild video. So apparently everyone's grappling. Everyone was kung fu grappling. Look, everyone was wrestling. What had happened, Your Honor, was a bleacher clearing brawl erupted between parents during a New Jersey Youth Wrestling Championship while children watched just feet away from the chaos. Oh, awesome. I would love to get back to sewing. My sewing machine is currently downstairs and I need to get better about pushing myself to go up and downstairs and work on those leg muscles when I'm having good days, but yeah, I've been neglectful on doing that. Good morning, Fedorowski. Fry is, I don't know if he's watching squirrels or not, but he's keeping the house safe and being a good doggo. The disturbing scene ensued at Phillipsburg High School in Warren County on Sunday, according to the viral video posted on YouTube. The video was angled at a match in progress, but captured the moment two men sparked the all-out melee in the school's gymnasium. Okay, but who won? I think that's what we're all asking. Following the conclusion of a separate match across the gym, the two men, one donning a white t-shirt and hat and the other a black hoodie and hat. Look, if there was no snapping and no jets and sharks, was it really, was it really a brawl? And I mean a brawl, like BRAWL, not brawl as in BRA. Yes. Look, when you're dyslexic and you have to write things down to make sure you don't mix up letters. Apparently they were shouting. Those words led to some fisticuffs and getting into each other's faces, one shove the other, and then all heck broke loose. I can play the video, y'all won't hit sound. I am working with people much smarter than me on the technical stuff to figure out why I am not getting sound, but even they are a little bit stumped. But let me... Oh. Good morning, Squid Pro Quo. Oh. Well, how am I supposed to know who to bet on if you keep shaky camming it? Oh, no, not the half moon. Good morning, Wolfram. Well, I guess no one won. The two men began to tussle with one another, causing parents in the bleachers around them to rush down. The men wrestled each other to the ground as parents swarmed them, some of whom appeared to jump right into the action, trying to push and yank the men away from each other in a desperate effort to separate them. However, other parents now involved were seen getting physical, pushing and shoving others who were not involved in the initial melee. Okay, as a casual observer and semi-well-nourished American, I'm just saying, look, this is more cardio than some of these people in the alleged video have had in a while. And, maybe this is a new fitness trend. I'm a terrible person going straight to purgatory. Come on now, let's bring back dueling. And not like, to the unaliving, but I say bring back dueling, like have dueling centers, and with, foam dueling centers, I think would be funny. Squirrel, I know. The altercation between the two men spread the brawl, which involved at least 24 spectators, onto the youth wrestling match. The match in the YouTube video between young Anderson Diaz and Alexander Finkelstein. Okay. Oh my gosh. Finkelstein. All right, you guys, that's what I call people when they're being, I'm very sorry, sir, but I call people Finkelsteins when they're being bad. That is in no way an aspersion on your name. I didn't realize someone actually had that last name. Was abruptly stopped while referees rushed over to help break things up. After nearly a minute of pandemonium, it was pandelirium, y'all. The brawl subsided and the parents exited the gym. A closer look at the mayhem posted on X showed parents rushing down from the bleachers as a large group grasping each other in the heated exchange. Well, if this happens at my daughter's dive sectionals, I'm out of there. Another man in a flannel shirt is seen needed to be forcefully pushed away from the brawl by two other men, while a man in a white shirt who appeared to initiate the violence is pinned to the mat by concerned parents. A woman in all black is seen shouting with a man in a red sweatshirt as they hurl words at each other on the edge of the brawl. A photo shared by @MrPatMino, the original poster of the brawl on X, shows that that woman being taken away in cuffs. Oh. Y'all, if a woman started this fight, it's unknown if she or her parents were involved and charged. Warren County prosecutor James Pfeiffer told Lehigh Valley Live.com that the incident was being investigated and he would comment on the matter once the probe was concluded. The violence happened while Phillipsburg youth team faced off against High Point's team for the youth championships. The two unnamed parents at the tournament told the outlet on Thursday they claimed at least one child was struck during the fight. Okay, guys, do better. The fight forced the league, made up of middle schoolers from grades 5 through 8, to cancel the rest of the matches for the day, the parents told the outlet. The video sparked some harsh criticism across social media due to the parents' unruly behavior. Quote, "Great way to show the boys how to be men," one X user sarcastically wrote in the replies. "There are zero tolerance policies for a reason. Keep it up and the kids are going to be playing in empty gyms in front of empty bleachers. This is why rec and high school sports can't find officials," another chirped in the comments. "Another example of out-of-shape parents making youth sporting events all about them, not about the kids," another wrote. Phillipsburg High School is about 70 miles east of New York City. Fedorowski, I will be the first to very much admit that I am geographically challenged. Again, as a reminder, this is how I do directions. I am your tour guide for your Donner Party, okay? So I do know that it is somewhere in Pennsylvania. And I vaguely am aware of where Pennsylvania is. Yeah, yeah, I have no idea. Oh no. Oh, JKD Buck. I think, oh Lord. Now I will say, so, my mother, my mother, was very sporty. Like I said, I feel like sometimes uh, Friberto, no, stop eating my glasses. You have broken. You are such a bud. Your pineapple is drying. Stop. He's like, I is still mad. Um, my mother was one of the very loud, very, vocal sports people. And I am very glad that my little sister is very talented athletically because she got me first. And, well, let's just say I was not the best athletic kid. So, yeah, she's aggressive and I'm passive aggressive. So, the whole thing didn't quite work. But yeah, I never had to worry about whether my mom was at practice or not because I could hear her shouting, which was encouraging. But uh, when your accomplishment is like, hey, I walked up the stairs without falling, and your mom used to be a gymnast, it's the levels of, praise that you get for walking up the stairs without dying versus, being able to do a triple Lutz. Uh, well, yeah, but I had the help of an epidural. Those things are awesome. I mean, unless you want to do a natural birth, you know what? However you want to have your babies, do whatever you want. It is, you know, don't let anyone make you feel bad. In news that will take you off, good morning, Jude. I hope you are having a wonderful day. This dingus might get away with running over a Florida cop intentionally with a motorcycle because he's the son of an Israeli diplomat. Now, I'm not going into the whole Israel thing. I'm more going into the fact that he is the son of a diplomat, but he may avoid charges because of his dad's immunity. And no, sir, you're a dingleberry. And as a Klingon of your dad's, diplomatic immunity, I think you should be just, flicked on off and you can go ahead and get charged. That's my legal terminology, but as a non-lawful law lawyer, I'm not sure that that's going to fly. The teenage son of an Israeli diplomat is accused of intentionally driving his motorcycle into a Florida cop because, quote, he hates waiting behind traffic, end quote. I have a place you might want to visit, sir. But could have his charges dropped because of his father's immunity, according to his attorney. No, sir, you are what is called a Klingon. That is that doesn't mean you get to use your dad's immunity, sir. No. Judge Mo has spoken. You know what I do need to get, y'all, is a judge robe and a gavel. I have decided. I need to do Judge Mo. You are. Are cats and dogs still friends? Does the world make sense there, Fed? Uh, Avraham Gill, 19, appears to be crying hysterically. No, you know what? As a judge, here's what I'm gonna make you do. Okay, court, y'all, Judge Mo is in session. This is what we're going to make Crybaby Snotty Pants do. We are going to make him wear a t-shirt with this cryy face on it, front and back, with I think I am an entitled little jerk face and I like to run people over because I think I'm better than everyone. But when shit gets real, I cry and poo my pants. And then I'm going to make him wear that plus a little sign out in front of the courthouse that I think I'm specialer than you. But when I face consequences, I cry and want to ask for my daddy. How do y'all feel about that? Fair or no? Since apparently we can't, do anything to him. I mean, I'd be okay with that, but I'm pretty sure people would say that would be mean. After he was arrested for striking a Sunny Isles Beach police lieutenant just after 3:30 p.m., January 27th, the lieutenant was conducting a traffic stop on Collins Avenue, one of the main roads on Miami Barrier Island, when he saw Gill weaving through traffic and yelled at the teen to stop, according to WPLG. As the cop motioned for Gill to stop, the teen reportedly continued to ride and, quote, intentionally ran him over, end quote. The officer sustained incapacitating injury to his left leg, but grabbed Gill off his bike and brought him to the ground. Well, look, he looks all of 89 pounds. Even as a well-nourished American, I'm pretty sure I could have, clotheslined him. Just saying. Gill, who lives in Aventura, was charged with aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting an officer with violence, both felonies, according to court records viewed by the Post. Gill's father, Eli Gill, is the consul for the administration at the Israeli consulate in Miami. What a douche canoe. Gill told officers he was weaving through the vehicles because, quote, he hates waiting behind traffic. Yeah, so do we all. But you know what? Because we don't consider ourselves better than anyone else, and we realize it's part of humanity, and you just wait in line because that's what life is sometimes. We do it. We're not arrogant, entitled little butt monkeys. We do that kind of stuff. According to the Miami New Times, citing police report, because of his father's diplomatic status, Avraham Gill's lawyers argue that the teen's charges should be dropped as they claim Miami-Dade law does not apply to him. All right, then what's Israeli law? I'm sure they're a little bit harsher on running over their police officers. So how do they punish them in Israel? Asking for a friend. Oh, sorry, violence. I'm working on my enunciation. The problem is that some of my medication dries out my mouth so badly that I have to drink a lot. Regular liquids, not booze. Obviously. But, no, you dingus. If you would like me to throw it, you can't bite it when I take it out of your hand. So it's a little difficult to enunciate when you have a dry mouth. Quote, family members forming a part of the household of diplomatic agents enjoy precisely the same privileges and immunities as do the sponsoring diplomatic agents, according to the U.S. State Department's diplomatic and consular immunity. Among the privileges that agents receive is complete immunity from the criminal justice or criminal jurisdiction of the host country's court, and they can't be prosecuted no matter the offense unless immunity is, quote, waived by the sending state. Well, isn't that special? Sir, I am trying to do a Newsy News report. However, according to a legal analyst, immunity might not extend to Gil because of the type of diplomat his father is. Quote, diplomatic immunity is not given to people who are called consular officials and those people who are not the head diplomatic agent of a foreign country here in the United States. So there is a distinction, David Weinstein told Local 10. Saturday's arrest is not the first time Gil interacted with law enforcement in the Miami area. This entitled douchebag has been entitled before? I can't imagine. He was involved in at least 2 other run-ins with the law, including at one point fleeing police when they attempted to pull him over. My shock. That's the police officer he apparently ran over. What a dingleberry. In newly released body cam footage, a cop put his lights on January 14th to pull over a motorcyclist who was believed to be Gil. The biker took off and the police officer did not pursue him because Miami Shore's policy is not to chase anyone for traffic violations, according to the outlet. Gil was also stopped on December 31st in Miami Shores for several traffic offenses and told the officer his father was a diplomat for Israel, which led to a phone call to his parents. During the New Year's Eve stop, Gil's motorcycle featured the vanity plate that says, quote, please chase. Ugh. Which was hidden by a second plate that flipped up. The officer who was allegedly run over by Gil remains out of work because of his injuries. Oh, the God, they have him in the turtle suit. Okay, I change my sentence slightly. Okay, crying McSnotface on the front of the placard was something derisive that I make up, and then turtle suit on the back of the placard was something derisive I make up. But he has to stand and hold that placard and deal with public ridicule for at least a whole week or 2. Judge Mo has spoken. Following the arrest, the quote-unquote immune teenager was captured sobbing in his mugshot, taken over the weekend, before showing no emotion during his initial court appearance. All the other prisoners got to him. They're like, dude, don't cry. Gotta be hard. A hearing is scheduled for the morning of February 26th. Okay, in news that, look, I never thought I would say this ever, and I do mean ever, but China seems to do one thing right. Chinese man and mistress unalived for throwing his 2 young children out an apartment window so they could start a new family together, report says. A Chinese couple has been given the unaliving by the state, allegedly, from what we can tell, because China's so good at, telling everyone what they do. But from what they have gathered, they have been executed for murdering the man's 2 children from his previous marriage so they could start a new family together. Zhang Bo and his girlfriend Yi Zhengchen are believed to have died by lethal injection on Wednesday after China's top court recently approved their unaliving sentences, China Daily reports. Zhang was convicted of throwing his 2 children out of a high-rise apartment window from the 15th floor of a residential tower. Now, I am assuming his wife is still alive, so why the hell could he not just give them to her? In southwest China's Zhongqin in 2020, and yes, y'all, I am going to butcher the heck out of these names. Yi was also convicted after the court determined she forced Zhang into the killing of the young children, a 2-year-old girl and a 1-year-old boy, because she saw them as an obstacle and helped stage their unalivings as an accidental fall. You 2 are awful. Good morning, Becca Lynn. The pair were sentenced to unaliving in 2021, but were only shuffled all of this mortal coil this week following lengthy appeals process. Y'all, have you seen America? Lengthy appeals process in China, 3 years. Lengthy appeals process in America, 47 years. Oh, JKD Buck, thank you. Very good. If they could just spell them out phonetically, it would be awesome, but they don't. Okay. Look, the High People's Court upheld the original ruling and said the sentences handed down to both were appropriate. Its ruling was submitted for approval to the Supreme People's Court, which found both their roles and overall influence were equivalent, with each playing a primary role and being principal offenders. The court determined their motive was despicable and the means brutal, warranting severe consequences in accordance with law, according to the local media. It was not clear how they were so shuffled off, but the most common method in China is by lethal injection, according to Daily Mail. So the husband had been having an extramarital affair with this new woman without telling her he was married with 2 kids. But after he divorced his then wife, Chen Milan, in February 2020, Yi urged Sheng to unalive his children, which she regarded as obstacles to their getting married and a burden to their future life together, the court heard. What an absolute gross human, both of the human beings. Just both of them. Serberto, if you would like me to throw the ball, you have to. And just for a check-in, yes, Loki is still asleep. And you can see my mess. Gotta love living in a construction zone. Which is why I have a nice little corner of things where it's clean. Welcome, Phoenix Fire. I'm only 3 stories in, so you're not too late. So after the incident, he did appear to be grief-stricken at what he'd just done. He was also seen banging his head on the wall and sobbing uncontrollably, the Express reports. At the time, Zhang claimed he was asleep when the children, quote-unquote, fell, and he woke up to people shouting downstairs. The children's mother said Zhang had asked to take care of the daughter on the day he unalived them both. Quote, "The moment I heard my kids were actually tossed out of the 15th floor by their father and the mistress, I couldn't find words to describe my feelings," she said. "I couldn't imagine what my kids had experienced from the 15th floor to the ground. Were they desperate? Were they afraid?" Both of the couple's crimes sent shockwaves across China for its, quote, cold-blooded, end quote, premeditation, as well as the age of the victims. Their unalivings quickly rose to the top of the list of trending topics on Chinese social media site Weibo on Wednesday, receiving nearly 200 million views. Quote, "Today is truly a good day," read one widely liked comment under a related post by state news agency Xinhua. "The punishment fits the crime," another wrote. Yeah, no, kids are never an obstacle. Again, if you date someone with kids, oh, have we decided to go with the octopus duck? Well, let me show them the octopus duck first. This was one of Fry's Christmas presents. Octopus duck. Fry's like, I is waiting. Actually, I think I'm going to go with this one. Look, you can hold his hand, but don't hold his stash. That's being an accessory. Darius Rucker's mugshot released after he's arrested on street pharmaceutical charges in Tennessee. Country star Darius Rucker was arrested in Tennessee on Thursday on minor drug offenses. Spokesperson for Williamson County Sheriff's Office in Tennessee confirmed that, or to the Post, that Rucker, 57, was booked on 3 separate charges. The Hootie and the Blowfish member was charged with 2 counts of simple possession and casual exchange of a controlled substance, and 1 count of violation of the state's vehicle registration law. In layman's terms, Rucker was allegedly involved in a drug handoff, and law enforcement claims his tags were expired. He appeared emotionless in his mugshot. Look, he just wanted to hold a doob. It's not his fault. He was shaking a hand, he was holding a hand, and he didn't know what was in it. I mean, who hasn't? I mean, he was part of Hootie and the Blowfish. I mean, you remember all the bright colors in the 90s? Sure, it had something to do with stuff. His lawyer told the Post in a statement Thursday, quote, Darius Rucker is fully cooperating with authorities related to misdemeanor charges, end quote. Roberto, yes, I see you, you impatient butt monkey. No. I'm not going to read it, but that's hilarious. Okay, no, we're done. We're done. Okay, now I will tell you guys, if you have cats, this is available on Amazon. If they like to go on counters and they like to ignore you telling them to get off of counters, this thing has a little noisemaker. Now, they don't like me, but they will get off counters. So. Yeah, I'm trying to get everything set up. Mr. Mo and I have set up a time to add the new camera, to rearrange the desk, and hopefully get all of the things set up this weekend. It looks like it's going to be a sunny weekend, which is great. But then my middle daughter reminded me that she has got dive sectionals. And when they're dive sectionals, we get the awesome opportunity to get there at 5 in the morning and then have one session. They release us for lunch and we get to come back for like a 45-minute session and then wait a little bit into swimming and then do awards. So it's a full day thing on hard bleachers. It really is a bonding experience in a hot and humid chlorine-filled room. I love my daughter, but swim meets are not my bag. The Wagon Wheel Singer was released on a $10,500 bond. Okay, that's some BS. I watch cop shows all the time, or body cam thing. The same exact. Okay, Becklin, have fun. I will probably hop on over there with you for a little bit, or in a little bit. And thank you for stopping by. And welcome back, Slinky. But people that do the same thing get like $100 signature bond. That's some ridiculousness. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Okay. In 2021 TikTok, Rucker reflected on a time he nearly got arrested with fellow country act Rascal Flatts. Quote, "There's never a boring time on the road with Rascal Flatts," he captioned in the clip. "We were getting pulled over in a golf cart. The cop wants to arrest us," he explained in the video. And the funniest thing about the whole thing is the cop stops us, and me and Joe Don did the old pretend that we're not here or we're not there thing. We just got out of the golf cart and started walking back, and we're leaving Gary there. He was going to jail by himself, and we're out of there, he added. But obviously none of us went to jail. Our security came over and got us, he said in conclusion. But that was one of the few nights. If you don't stop, you're going to get in trouble, sir. That's it. I'm saving my glasses. It was a cute idea to have a basket of all of my stuff lower in the thing, but you are obviously a destroyer of glasses. Stop. Sir, I'm trying to be professional here. He was like, of what? A professional of what? But that was one of the few nights in my life I thought I was going to jail. You know, in good news, apparently Subway is making foot-long cookies, but they are so popular that it's struggling to keep up with demand. Now, as we are going into Lent season, get your cookies now before Fat Tuesday, and we can't have no more. Unexpected demand for Subway's new foot-long cookies has created a big cookie shortage, driving the new snack off the menu less than 2 weeks after its big debut. The sandwich chain announced Thursday that its new Sidekick lineup, which consists of a Cinnabon churro and soft pretzel from Auntie Anne's, is already exceeding sales expectations. Subway said it has sold more than 3.5 million Sidekick snacks since they were added to menus on January 22nd, and it was scrambling to get additional supply to meet demand. Because of the cookie's surprising popularity, Subway has temporarily removed it from its app and third-party channels like DoorDash to manage demand. Customers can still digitally order the soft pretzel and churro. How dare you all, sir? How are you going to get your foot-long cookie when you have the munchies and you don't want to drive and you want to be safe and protect others? You sirs are rude. Not that I get those, allegedly, and I've been a good girl and been eating, healthily. Although a foot-long chocolate chip cookie looks really good right now, which is why they do this. Sidekicks are a big hit with guests, and the latest proof that Subway is a remarkably different brand than it was when we began our transformation journey 3 years ago, and we're not slowing down. Yeah, forget Jared and getting healthy. I mean, well, let's all forget Jared. But, forget, trying to be healthy-ish. Hey, remember when we used to say we were the healthy alternative to fast food? Have you seen our foot-long cookie? Remember when we hired that insufferable soccer player chick? Well, forget that. We have a foot-long cookie. I mean, you had me. In other news, and we have to bring up our Florida, only it's Florida bears or Alaska bears that have taken a trip to Florida. 2 bears unique to Alaska found wandering Florida panhandle, but how did they get here? A pair of Kodiak bear cubs unique to a remote part of Alaska were found roaming the Florida panhandle, and the encounter got even stranger when they tried to play with the responding sheriff's deputy. Someone done tried to raise some bear cubs like Brother Bear. Okay, which Florida man brought home some bear? Which Florida man done bought some bear cubs off of, Craigslist? This is all I'm figuring, is that some weird guy or gal in Florida bought bear cubs off the internet. The discovery was made at 3:30 a.m. on an early December morning by a man driving through rural Okaloosa County. Motorist Zach Richards told the authority he knew instantly the cubs were not Florida's native black bears. I did not know Florida had bears. So they have bears, alligators, and pythons. Look, Florida, I love your commitment to freedom and, well, years before ruining every election with your shenaniganry. But yeah, no, no. You keep adding animals that want to unalive me from no. But he instantly knew the cubs were not Florida's native black bears. Not only did they look odd, but they were also acting differently. Deputy Amanda Belisle discovered this the hard way when she arrived to find the two overly friendly bears following her around like lost toddlers and trying to climb into her patrol car. Okay, if I saw that, I would take them home and love them. Okay, this is why I would be very quote, I feel claws. I don't like claws. No claws. Belisle says in the video, only to see the bears focus their attention on her car. Don't tear up my car, please. They're climbing on my car. It's not like they're afraid of people because they'll walk right up to you and let you pet them. They're very curious. Belisle eventually got back in her car, in part because she feared the mama bear might be hiding nearby in the dark. The encounter happened December 5th, but the sheriff's office didn't share the news. She didn't share news of the discovery until January 31st, after Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation completed an investigation. Quote, these cubs were technically about 3,614 miles from what would normally be home in Alaska, the sheriff's office wrote in a Facebook post. They are apparently Kodiak cubs, a unique subspecies of brown or grizzly bears. Officers with the Florida Wildlife Conservation were called to investigate, resulting in the bears being seized and taken to Zoo World in Panama City, officials said. It was determined that the bears had escaped from an inadequate enclosure at a residence on Old River Road, where a self-proclaimed bear trainer lives. Oh, please show a photo. Please show a photo. Come on, Bear King. I need you in my life. Come on, Bear Emperor. Right, I'm trying to dream up what Florida has in Bear King. It was the resident faces various Florida wildlife violations related to the findings of the FWC investigation. The 52-year-old suspect told the investigators he operates a, quote, game farm and was a bear trainer. Yeah, and I'm a professional YouTuber. I didn't get a license for it. I don't have a license for that, YouTube. But I'm also not training bears. God. He took possession of the bears on February 21st, 2023, but they belong to another individual. Thank you, James Coleman. Yeah, I got the bears from a friend of mine. You know, they didn't fall off a truck. Look, he had these bears, you see, and they were gonna go hungry, so I took him, and you know, they definitely belong in Florida. Roberto, yes, I will play with you in 1 second. Where did it go? Sir, how do you have the zoomies right now? State investigators said they discovered the farm had, quote, violations involving importation permits, caging requirements, and licensing. The affidavit reports Kodiak bears are found exclusively on the islands of the Kodiak archipelago, according to the Alaska Department of Fish and Game. Kodiak bears are the largest bear in the world. A large male can stand over 10 feet tall on his hind legs and 5 feet when on all four legs. They weigh up to 1,500 pounds. Baker is about 50 miles northeast of Pensacola. That is freaking ridiculous. I'm putting that up. I'm not reading that though, but that's hilarious. Uh, I'm glad this woman survived. If you think you've had a bad week, at least it wasn't as crappy as, well, as dumpy as this woman's week. Manchester, New Hampshire. A woman fell into a dumpster while throwing out her garbage and was later rescued from a trash truck that had compacted the contents while she was still inside, fire department officials in New Hampshire said. Luckily, neighbors heard her screams, and the trash compartment was equipped with a camera. The driver spotted the woman stuck inside and called 911. By then, Manchester Fire Department said in a news release. Rescuers used a basket ladder to reach the top of the truck and lift her out. By then, she was standing, talking, and yelling, but not alert enough to answer questions, the news release said. The woman was taken to the hospital after Monday's misadventure. Her name was not released. Quote, in 32 years, I've never seen anything like this in my whole career. Battalion Chief Bob Badot told WMUR-TV, it's alarming because you don't really think it's true. Well, there you go. So there it is. If you've had a bad week, at least you didn't fall into a dumpster and then almost get compacted. Because, you know. And for my buddy Elmo, who got all of the world's terrible feelings dumped on him this week, we'll all be fine. We're all just having a moment. Go outside and look at something pretty, and it will all be okay. I am sending you all over to Dave's channel. I don't know if they are on Cross yet. I will probably be joining in a little bit. I do have to run someone to school because they overslept the bus. But I will be listening and then probably chatting in between doing very glamorous things like laundry and mopping. I know you're very jealous. But don't let your envy get to you. Stay positive. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will see you guys later. I don't know. I will probably be making a couple videos and looking at a couple different things, dealing with Fry's pineapple bed as always, and popping in here and there. So have a wonderful, wonderful Friday and great weekend, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.